You ever not like somebody for no reason? Like you see them, you might have been on the bus in the waiting room. There's somebody that you see on the job, or without reason, without real reason, or it's just petty. I have people on my job that I'm gonna say I can't say I don't like them. I'm gonna say I don't like their. It's something about them that I don't like. It's either for one, the work ethic. If me and you working together and you're doing dumb stuff and I don't know you and we ain't spoke a word to each other, no hey, how you doing, no formal introduction, I don't want to be around you and I don't want you around my workspace, because I see, like, usually it comes from you doing something that I don't like and that you're comfortable with doing that. So people come to my workspace and they leave trash and they got to come get items or whatever from my workspace. And I'm like, leave it how you found it. It was not messy when you got over here, but now you leaving all this stuff for me to pick up. And I got to a point where I don't pick up nothing. If you made a mess at my workspace, I'll leave it. And then when I'm done, I clean up my mess. And then if my supervisor come back and say, hey, you did this, I'm like, nah, so-and-so did that. I don't clean up after people. I'm not going to do that. And it's usually rectified one way or another. But I think it's natural. It's like a defense mechanism. Like I say, you don't not like them because you don't know them. And I have to really dwell on those things. And I'm like, why do I feel this way about this stranger? I don't even know their first name. And I had to go through a number of reasons why I might feel that way. And I think that usually it's on the job. It's the work ethic or morals that a person holds that make me not want to hang out with them or make me want to stay away from them. And when people feel like that about me, and I know it's got to be something that's normal, when people come at me like that and they say, it's just something about him, I just don't like that dude. If I catch wind of that, I'm going to ask you, well, what's the problem? I'm not asking what the problem is so we can argue about it. I'm asking what the problem is so I can rectify it. Because if I'm offending you in a way that's unbeknownst to me, then I need to make you comfortable. I'm a big believer that no matter where you are, whatever group you're attached to, whatever room you're in, if there's a problem, you should be doing something, giving a piece of yourself to make that situation better for other people. And it is something that's normal, especially when you talk about teamwork. You talk about marriage. You talk about two people going into a business together, business partners. You're going to do, if you know, a lot of people don't make moves without the business partner. There's like a clause or something like that. And I know if I had to do business with somebody, we had to have paperwork in order for us to be on the up and up, because you're not going to screw me over all willy-nilly I'm going to be cool with it. No, I'm going to need some justification behind that. But to not like somebody, you're going to have a real reason. I mean, I guess you don't have a real reason, but it's going to be something about that person that make you feel some kind of way. And if you questioning it, like I have in the past, I would say, I can't figure it out right now. And I've only addressed this issue just right now in this video. It just came to mind. And I when I think about it so much and I can't figure it out, I was like, well, you think about it too long. If you can't figure out why you don't like this person, it's probably best to just stay away from them and just leave it alone. Don't even try to figure it out. And then, first of all, it's not fair to that person, because they really didn't do anything to rate you to not like them. They're just being themselves. People are going to be themselves day in and day out, and they don't care. Like, I'm going to be me. And man, when I was younger, man, I used to be pretty annoying because I was always laughing and joking, cracking jokes. I was a regular Jim Carrey in most situations, and because I think it was socially it was something I did to make myself comfortable. And sometimes if things were too quiet and I was in an unfamiliar place or a strange place, I would like even when I go to hotels, I can't sleep. I got to turn TV on. I went to a hotel last summer. I was in Daytona and I was struggling because they have a code you had to type in order to turn TV on. I had to turn TV on in order to be comfortable. And anytime I go to a hotel, I can't sleep. I already had trouble sleeping anyway. But when I go to a hotel, I can't sleep because it's just, I'm not familiar with that place. And I'm not going to be there long. Maybe 2 days. But if I'm there for like a week, I can, get into it or be more comfortable the longer I stay, especially if I'm around people that I know. But to figure out why you feel the way you feel about something is very important to you because it'll save you a lot of trouble. But I say if you can't figure it out, don't dwell on it too much, especially if it stems from interactions between you and another person, coworker, and it's usually something that takes place with strangers. Like if like I said, where I work at, we have other people that come from other facilities and work temporarily, and then they leave. And they just come. Sometimes the dudes just, not all of them are like that, but sometimes they just seem to be the most inconsiderate people because they're in a hurry. And I'm like, bro, you is messing up whatever over here, man. Don't do that. Don't come over here screwing up my area. Well, I got something I got to do. Well, I don't care what you got to do. Don't do that over here. And I think it comes with just being assuming that they're going to do what the last person did. And some of these guys, they end up cool. We end up having a conversation. I'll come to work and dude got a smile on his face and he's like, hey, how you doing? So when they're doing stuff like that, man, you got to understand that it's probably just what's going on in your head. If you really feel like, I don't like that person and I don't know why, but then they're all of a sudden being nice to you, especially if there was some conflict, and it has been some conflict, because I would say something to someone, say, hey, are you going to clean that up? Hey, you're going to do this, you're going to do that, because I don't want you to leave a mess for me. And they just looking at me like I'm stupid. And usually they'll clean it up if I ask them, but I don't want to have to ask people to do that. But normally they'll leave it. If you're not there, they'll make a mess and leave it, and then there you go. And you're like, man, come on. So if you're having real issues with people that you don't know, question yourself, why do you feel that way? Why do you not like this person? Why do you feel uncomfortable around this person? Why do you have these negative feelings toward this person that you don't even know, but you see them on a regular basis? They weren't disrespectful to you. They just was a bit annoying, but it's to an extreme sometimes. For me, it is. And I just like, man, it's not fair to this dude or this girl, this lady, man, whatever, that I feel this way. I'm not going to tell them. I'm just going to fall back and ease my mind a little bit, and not dwell on it so much. But just know that when this person come around, if you got to regulate them, regulate them. If they're causing a problem, address it respectfully. That's pretty much all I got to say about that. I think I'm going to be talking about social interactions this week. Yeah, I'm talking about social interaction. But anyway, don't want to sound like a broken record, but yeah, check yourself. If you have weird feelings about people you don't even know and you don't want to be around them or whatever the case may be, find out what it is, because it could be you. You could be the reason. You could be feeling some kind of way, and that person's is not even on their mind. Whatever you're assuming. I hope you guys get something out of this. I'm going to see you guys tomorrow, and that's probably going to be the week's topic is social interactions. Alrighty, folks. And once again, remember this stuff is off the head, and I'm just sitting down with an idea and talking about it. Hope you guys get something out of it. Peace out.